I was ordered to watch humans in battle. Now I fear I'll never recover. When the order arrived, it was like a weight dropped into my chest. I had been studying quiet things, river currents, the whisper of wind through alien grass, the cycle of winged creatures nesting and dying. My tasks were small, clean, untainted by cruelty. But the directive came suddenly, without explanation. Witness human combat. Record all. There was no clause for refusal. The shift brought me to a plain scorched by old fires. Smoke hung thick, the sky an ugly bruise of grey. Below me gathered armies of humans, lines of them stretching until they seemed to touch the horizon. Some wore polished armor, some scraps of cloth. Some stood behind vast machines of iron that belched smoke. Others clutched nothing more than sharpened sticks. Yet they all bore the same look, eyes hollow with fear, jaws set in grim determination. I floated above, unseen, nothing but a mind tethered to this dreadful stage. My instructions echoed: observe. Record. Do not intervene. When the horns blew, the earth itself seemed to recoil. 2. The first clash was chaos. I had seen storms tear apart forests, meteors hammer mountains into dust, but nothing compared to the sound of humans meeting in violence. Steel scraped, flesh tore, voices screamed in every tone imaginable. One soldier drove his blade into another's chest. I expected efficiency, a clean end. Instead, the victim staggered, blood pouring, mouth working as though searching for a word that would undo reality. He collapsed. The killer dropped his sword, vomited, and cried out as though he had destroyed himself. I recorded numbers, casualties, angles of advance, the geometry of bloodshed. But numbers could not capture the way screams vibrated inside me. I had no ears here, yet I heard them. I had no body, yet I felt each death like heat against skin I did not possess. 3. The machines advanced. Great engines of metal rolled and spat fire. They cut men down in rows, vaporizing flesh, charring bone. But war is not clean. Their flames did not discriminate. Soldiers roasted alive inside their own armored vehicles, clawing to escape. One stumbled out, his body more black than red, still moving, still screaming for his mother. Arrows struck him before he hit the ground. I recorded. Always recording. Each detail added to the archive, each image seared into my being. The directive did not allow me to look away. 4. As the hours passed, I stopped seeing armies. I saw only faces. A boy, barely old enough to grow a beard, shoving a spear into the belly of a man twice his size. His face crumpled when the man fell. He did not look like a victor, he looked like a child who had broken his favorite toy. A medic tore cloth into strips, hands shaking as he pressed them to a wound that could not be closed. The wounded soldier clutched his wrist and whispered, "Don't let me die alone." The medic could not answer. A commander shouted orders with tears streaming freely down his cheeks. His men obeyed, but their eyes reflected his despair. Each one carved into me like a mark I could never erase. Night fell, but battle did not cease. The moans of the wounded filled the plain, a sound more unbearable than screams. They begged for water, for mercy, for an end. Rats and carrion birds scurried closer, emboldened. Some soldiers fought the scavengers with what strength they had left. I drifted low to observe one man. His chest rose and fell shallowly. Blood soaked his tunic. His eyes stared upward, unfocused. "Will anyone remember me?" he whispered. I wanted to answer. My entire being screamed to answer. But the directive held me still, my silence the greatest cruelty. He died staring at the stars, and I carried his question with me. 6. Dawn came. Reinforcements arrived, and the slaughter renewed. The ground was unrecognizable. Grass was gone, replaced by mud churned black with blood. Bodies lay in heaps, some still moving, twitching with the last sparks of life. Humans fought past exhaustion. Their limbs trembled, their eyes hollow, but they still struck with desperate fury. I saw retreat turn to rout, and rout to massacre. The victorious army cut down the fleeing, hacking at unarmed men from behind. I thought victory might bring relief. Instead, it birthed frenzy. The survivors screamed not for triumph, but for more blood. 7. When silence finally returned, it was worse than noise. The survivors scavenged. They looted the dead, stripping weapons, tearing armor from still warm bodies. Some prayed as they stole, as though asking forgiveness would cleanse their theft. Others laughed, drunk on survival. Then came the pyres. The dead were too many to bury. Mountains of corpses rose, friend and foe stacked together. Flames consumed them until the air itself seemed made of ash and human fat. I hovered above one pyre as the smoke drifted skyward. Molecules of soldier and farmer, murderer and innocent, rising together into the night. I felt something sacred there, and something utterly obscene. 8. The directive released me. I expected relief, even gratitude. Instead, I felt hollow. I returned to my work, charting rivers, measuring rainfall, recording the silent growth of crystals deep within the earth. But I no longer saw rivers without thinking of blood. I no longer heard wind without recalling screams. The soldier's voice haunted me. Will anyone remember me? Yes. I remembered. I remembered them all. And memory is not neutral. It is not science. It is love twisted into grief. 9. I began to wonder why I was sent. What purpose did it serve for me to witness such horror? Was I meant to record tactics, to measure efficiency of killing? Or was it a test to see if an observer could remain untouched? If so, I failed. I wept. Though I have no tear ducts, I wept inside myself. I still weep. Eons may pass. Stars will die. Worlds will be born. My record will endure longer than the bones of the fallen. But the wound inside me will not heal. Because humans are not curiosities. They are not numbers. They are a paradox, capable of unimaginable cruelty and unbearable tenderness, often in the same breath. The same hand that struck a killing blow trembled with mercy. The same mouth that cursed also prayed. I can no longer study them with detachment. To observe them is to bleed with them. I was ordered to watch humans in battle. I obeyed. And now, I will never recover.